We're out on the river right now, my friends. Over here, we have the boat already loaded down with all kinds of dive gear, and we're gonna be coming right out here today and scuba diving in this water. It's a bit hard to tell, but the visibility is pretty good today. That's actually really clear for this river. So we're gonna be able to be underwater, seeing each other as we dive, hopefully to find some amazing, cool fossils. We have a little bit of a boat ride now, so let's get over there, jump in, and get to the first spot.
It's so clear.
Yeah, it's beautiful today. Let me park right here for a minute. All right, toss it. All right, we're here. This is our first spot. We'll turn this off and then hop out and secure the boat. Okay, I'm out. We're gonna walk around the woods a little bit here. I haven't been here since we had a bunch of hurricanes come through, and I can see all over here tons of trees have been snapped off. Should be some good mushrooming hunting in here next summer, I would think. But let's walk around a little bit and then we'll get that gear on and get in the water. Bree said she sees something over here. Whoa, I see something crazy back there too. You see that?
I didn't even look at that. I was looking at all these ferns.
Look at this. That's a pretty good sized tree right there. I gotta jump over it too. Oh, resurrection ferns. That's pretty cool. There's a little muddy spot here, and there's all kinds of footprints to animals. They might come down here and get little drinks from the puddles there. That's cool. We're gonna cross it because I wanted to show you guys this. I've never seen this happen before. This tree snapped and uprooted at the same time. Normally it's one or the other. We're not gonna get too close to that. That's looks a bit dangerous, but yeah, I've never seen that before. That's wild. It's huge. Got some kind of little mushrooms growing here next to these beautiful resurrection ferns. Down here, we got a little armadillo hole. Looks like comes out here and digs around all the time, I think.
These are fossil shells.
They are. These are little
That's a cool one.
Pleistocene age, the same age as the fossils we're going to be looking for later. You can see they have lots of nice detail still.
This one's still pretty shiny.
It is pretty shiny. These are cool, like Pleistocene freshwater gastropods. It shows that back in the day, there was actually fresh water here, whether that was a pond, a lake, or a flowing river. We don't really know for sure, but that's what was going on here. And where there's fresh water, there are animals coming to drink and dying and leaving their bones everywhere and all that.
Buried in the mud.
That's right. Her armadillo hole is just another entrance to his house right there.
And there.
And there. And there. Another uprooted tree. These hurricanes did some damage. We'll come through here. Oh yeah.
And they're resurrection ferns because when it's dry, they turn into crusty little brown things.
Yeah, we have some at our place, and they always shrivel up, and I think they're gonna die, and then it rains, and they come right back.
And they look nice and bad.
Here's an uprooted tree that's pretty safe to get up next to here. Look at this. That's like a snapshot of the old Pleistocene age, either riverbed or bottom of a pond or whatever. These are all invertebrate fossils, like different shells, but there very easily can be a tooth or a bone down in this material. I've seen it before. It's pretty cool. These are some of the most lush little lichens that I've seen out here. Look how green all that is. That's cool. I've actually been in these woods 1,000 times since I was a kid, and it's never looked like this. This is the most devastated I've ever seen it. With just trees down everywhere. Pretty wild looking, to be honest. We have two pretty powerful hurricanes at the same time hit this area. Check this out right here. There's a little spring in the woods. So it opens up into a cave down there. And there are fish all in there. Some type of little, they look like little shiners of some sort.
Shiners? Yeah, they are kind of weird.
Yeah.
Zoom in
That's
again.
kind of cool. So there's no telling underground where this cave would go to.
No.
That's one of the cool things about Florida is we have this karst limestone that creates depressions that fill with water. So there could be underground cave systems. There could be flowing water down there that connects to other little sinkholes, or it could connect over to the river. But what happens is animals will come down here, and they have for hundreds of thousands of years, just like you see all the footprints there. They come down here to get drinks of water. Sometimes they'll fall in, sometimes they'll die. Bigger ones can have alligators that drag animals in, and their bones will get covered by sediment like this. And over time, it'll completely fill in. And the river, as it carves through sediment, winding through the woods, it'll carve through all these low spots and expose fossils all along its length. So that's one of the reasons why we have tons and tons of cool Pleistocene age fossils to find here in Florida, like what we're going to be finding today. You can see a lot better from this angle where it drops off. So that's limestone, and it just drops, and it looks like there's a cave. Honestly, like if we were to go in there, there's literally no telling how far that goes right there.
We would die.
Probably, because you would stir up sediment there, you wouldn't be able to see anything, and then you wouldn't know where you are. There's another hole right here. It's pretty crazy looking. So it's probably another sinkhole in the limestone and a watering hole for who knows how long.
I see a lot of fish activity here too. Whoa, froggy!
I also see some trash that I'll grab out of here.
Okay. It's like a little plant pot.
Yeah, it goes way down right there. That's pretty cool. We get this out of here. So look at this spot right here. It's super soft, really organic matter right there. So this is probably another one of those watering holes or cracks, and it's been filling in for a long, long time. If you were to dig right here, I bet you would hit water very, very quickly. And there could be bones down here, and if the river ever changes course and digs through this, there could be stuff here. You never know. And yet another one right here. And these are just all in this area. So when we're actually down in the river, we'll be able to show you guys there are areas where the limestone will be a depression, and then we'll start finding lots of bones and other teeth in those spots. That's a huge tree there, all kinds of fungus already growing on it. And a little stick here, that's the Bartram's air plant right there. So those come up, it'll send a little spike with a little purple top on it.
Yeah.
Bloom. All right, we're heading back towards the river now. Probably time to get suited up and get in the water. We got nice and warmed up walking around here. So here's that limestone I was talking about. See all the holes and the depressions? There'll be even bigger ones out here. All right, sometimes you can find cool little fossils just sitting in places like this, especially after floods. So this will show a little bit of what we're talking about here. So the river is starting to expose this limestone, and just right here we have, right on the surface, that's a piece of fossilized turtle shell right there. And there's a lot more here too. Some of this could have been blasted up out of the water by the floods, or it could be eroding out. That's turtle shell. So we're getting a pretty good handful of little bone pieces. Yep, Bree just spotted that piece, which is also turtle shell. I'll show you how I can tell. Is you get that spongy texture in the middle and then flat on both sides. Bone, yeah, that's a piece of a longer bone there. That's the outside, and then that's the inner lake marrow stuff there. All right, let's keep walking, see if there's anything good here. Bree just spotted this. So look at it, it's coming out of this black muck, similar to that stuff that I was showing you guys before in that little filled in sinkhole. Right there, if you want to extract it, Bree. Look at that, that's way, way prettier.
It's the edge of a turtle shell.
Yeah, and then you noticed
Right here.
That's actually the
little nuchal?
Yep, nuchal. So the head of the turtle comes out of the shell right there. So this is on the back of its neck, just like that.
Turtle.
Yep. Oh, look right here. That's a piece of a musk turtle shell.
Yeah.
Tiny little mud or musk turtle. So look at the preservation on that, though. That's a pretty nice little fossil. That's the edge of the shell. And it has all that sediment, that dark sediment attached to it. There's a piece of a bone here. That's a white-tailed deer humerus. But it is a fossil. I can tell by how mineralized it is.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Okay. So identifiable fossils, that's good. Oh yeah, look at that black muck right there.
Yep.
So you could at any point you could see this limestone disappear, and it be full of that black stuff with bones. You never know. Look at this spot right here. If we walk to the edge, look at this limestone. I can see a log down there. I can't even see the bottom. I happen to know from experience that this is one of those things. It's a cave system and it's flowing under us right here, which is pretty crazy. I have no idea how deep that is, but it's crystal clear and I can't see anything. See my reflection. All right, so we're back on the boat and we're about to assemble all our gear and get out there in the water. All right, wetsuits on, the tanks are all hooked up. We have a little underwater camera that we're gonna switch to in 1 second and bring you guys down underwater with us. All right, we're going down right now. Absolutely right off the bat, instantly when we started diving, Bree found this beautiful horse molar here. That's always a good sign when you see stuff like that, just right on the surface. Look at that thing. So that's the chewing surface there, and then obviously the roots down here. This is an extremely common fossil that I find here. It's the astragalus bone to a white-tailed deer, and they're just so indestructible. There's nothing really that breaks off easily on these, so they survive the fossilization process extremely easily. There's a better view on that deer tooth. So you can see a nice good close-up. That's a pretty cool little fossil right there. This is a dire wolf premolar right here. So this was a giant wolf, even though the tooth is kind of small. They had both giant teeth and smaller teeth. And this is one of the smaller teeth that they had. So pretty crazy. Any kind of carnivore finds are fantastic. And I'm happy with that tooth right there. You're gonna see a bunch of these today. These are manatee teeth. And manatee are one of the few mammals that continuously replace their teeth throughout their lifetimes. So they tend to be a pretty common find when you're in waters that they were once living in and eating. This bone doesn't usually preserve as a fossil, but it's a part of the pelvis to a frog. And you can see just how thin that thing is. You gotta have really good preservation in a site to keep these intact. This is the tooth to a giant beaver right here. It's wild to think that there were beavers the size of black bears swimming around here at one time. That's what that is there. Pretty good sized molar. This was actually in my hand before I knew what it was, and it spooked me when I saw it. This is a bear molar right here. Pretty cool. There is a little chip on the enamel on the side, but that's all right. I will take it. Any kind of bear stuff is pretty uncommon. So this part of the shell is a nuchal to a tortoise of some sort, and its head would have stuck out of the shell right here. So this part would have rested on the back of its neck. That's pretty cool. Here's the lower mandible to some type of turtle. I don't know the turtles all that well yet. I'm still learning, but that's exactly what it is, and it's in pretty good condition too. Here's a little bit of a closer up on that. That's a chunk of mammoth or mastodon ivory. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but there's actually some cross-hatching, which is diagnostic for ivory on these edges here. This is one of the body armor plates to Holmesina, a type of pamphithere. So if you imagine like a giant armadillo, that's exactly what these guys looked like here. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty small one actually, so I don't know if that's an earlier, smaller species or if it's just a special position. This is the tooth of the tapir, Tapirus viroensis. It's a little bit of a break right there, a little chip on the enamel. Other than that, pretty good condition on that tooth. That's a pretty large alligator tooth right there. Good enamel on it. You can see these are always kind of hollow on the inside there, but that is a nice tooth. So a lot of people might look at this and think that it's some sort of long, big, scary tooth. This is actually the incisor to a horse, and this is the chewing surface on this side. All the rest of that's a root. So it would have used it for picking grass and chewing it up and all that. All right, so I think that wraps up this video, guys. We had a great time. We hope you enjoyed watching it as well. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for us. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna be coming out to do a lot more videos of scuba diving for fossils. It's one of our favorite things to do. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.